resumed its hearing of the case filed by CBI Director Alok Verma against the decision of the CVC to send him on leave. The Attorney General argued that an open fight between the number 1 and the number 2 in the CBI led to an unprecedented situation and exposed the organization to ridicule. Ashmit is back with us now. Ashmit, so the government blaming Alok Verma as well as Asthana both?
Well, the government's argument appears to be that the number 1 and the number 2 at the CBI were fighting like what the Attorney General calls Kilkenny cats. That's how the situation was panning out. The AG argued that the government was amazed that this was an unexpected and unprecedented and extraordinary situation, that it was needed for the government to act, and acted did by way of removing the number 1 and the number 2, and that it was important to do so to ensure that there is an element of neutrality as far as these proceedings are concerned. Nonetheless, the arguments that has been put forth by the AG are essentially threefold. Number one, the AG essentially argued that had this issue been resolved internally, the situation would have been very different. But dirty linen was being washed in public. The media was having a field day, that this led to an erosion of faith, of public faith in the institution, and hence it was important for the government to act. That was the first argument. The second was the government essentially argued that this is not a transfer. Both Alok Verma and Rakesh Asthana have been relieved of active duty, that it does not qualify as removal or as a transfer, and hence the question of consulting the selection panel consisting of the Prime Minister, the LOP, the Leader of Opposition, and the CGI just does not arise. And finally, the government argued that the government, in this case, is the appointing authority. Selection panel does the job of selection. The appointing is done by the government, and by virtue of being the appointing authority, the government, the power to remove and to transfer if required, that power also rests with the government. So the government mounting its defense. What's important is that the AG as of now has concluded his arguments for the government. We understand that the Solicitor General appearing for the CVC will continue the arguments tomorrow. So the Apex Court, the last word is yet to be had. The Apex Court will resume hearing in this case tomorrow morning at 10:30. We'll continue getting the updates from the Apex Court. But with that,